I'm live. Man, you know what? 4 minutes late. I'm sorry. Listen, long day. Long day. You know what's up? It's Corona. Corona's up. You know what? I just went to, what's the name of that store? The China General. You know the store I'm talking about? The one where everything's made in China and shit? Made to break. That's why it only costs a couple dollars. I had to run over there and get Wolf food. So I apologize. I thought I'd be back already. He was supposed to be back by 4. Actually got here after 5. So I do apologize. I apologize for not being here yesterday. Intended to. But as it goes, things happen. So anyway, please allow me 1 second. I gotta grab the phone. For the most part, this is going to be question and answer, but I did want to start off with some statements. Hi. Long freaking days, man. Long damn days. And you know what? The China General was damn near sold out of everything. And I'm like, are you guys not getting orders? Is that it? Is that how it's operating? No, we're getting stuff, but everybody's buying it up. So Corona's making people eat more shit. You know, dogs need more food. It's how it operates, I guess. 1 second here while I pull up my statements. Yeah, all right. Here we are. So, all right. Well, you know what? 1 second, just one more second, please. It'll be really super quick. Just hang on a minute. Because you know what? It would not be a live show if I did not have a Dr. Topper. Well, you know what? Actually, I can't really go showing this can on there. It's not Dr. Topper's boy. I don't get paid endorsement by these people. Way better. Long day. All right. I'll begin like so. Here's the lowdown. I believe with 100% certainty that Thomas Jerome Bruce is the suspect in Delphi, Indiana, Evansdale, and in the rape and murder of Ann Pates and Mary Pryor. That is my stance. And I say it for this reason. If a person believes other than that, and they're watching my channel to be a douchebag, they need to fucking go elsewhere. Okay? That's all the lowdown is. I get douchebags stopping by. I don't think it's Thomas Bruce. Okay, why? I just don't. Easy enough. You're banned. Fair enough. Now look, if somebody's got evidence, I mean real evidence that will state it's not him, I want to know that. I do. And people go around, oh, you can't disagree with Michael Catt. He'll kick you off his channel. It's not true at all. You can disagree as long as you show evidence. If you can give me a reason why it's not, a real reason, because listen to me. If it comes back and I screenshot all this crap, all of it, that way I have names. That way at the end, man, I can throw up everybody's name that was full of shit. I can't wait for that. And that's why I want real evidence. If you don't have real evidence and you're stopping by so that you can be a douchebag on a keyboard, fuck you. You need banned. There you go. Now, secondly, well, I did kind of cover that. But if you do not believe as I do, that is great. It's fine. It doesn't bother me in the least. However, if you do not agree with my deductions, then do not stop by my channel. Just to state, I don't think it's Thomas Bruce, unless you have real life evidence. Then it's a little different. I do want that. Now, number 3. Do not send me links to other people's videos. Look, I don't watch other people's videos. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they think. I've never watched anybody else's videos on Delphi that I liked. Well, that's not exactly true, but they didn't have a theory. I mean, they was just discussing the case. Cool enough. Fair enough. Now, everybody on YouTube has the same rights. We're under their terms and services, you know, right? Like that. Now, I don't see anybody out there using any common sense. I know I see people out there just, I don't even know what the fuck they're doing. God, some of them are just so disagreeable on there, man. It's just like, what do you guys do in life? I mean, is it that just everybody's a fucking douche? Is that it? I mean, people get a hold of me and say some really stupid shit. I'm like, yeah, it's really easy to say behind a keyboard. If you ever see me out in public, walk up to me and say that to my face. We'll see how it stands. People don't act like that in real life. They don't. People got balls behind a fucking keyboard in real life and walk up to you and say that shit. I would get a fucking charge real quick. I'd have charges filed, man, because I'd go outside of common law to kick somebody's ass. Even just for a good time, I would. So anyway, for the last year plus, I've been repeating myself. That's all I can do. That's all I can do is repeat myself. Okay? All I can do is sit here and repeat myself every Tuesday. That's it. Because there is no new news. And I said it's coming up on a year ago when they had the Delphi briefing. I said there's not going to be any new news after this. Because I already knew at that time a year ago that it was Thomas Bruce. Going all the way back to December the 9th of 2018, that's when I said that I've seen enough. I have checked everything that was in the criteria, and everything that I'd found to that point showed it very well could be him. That's when I said, you know what? I think I got enough now that I can say that I believe that it's him. With 98%, I can say it's him. Now, that changed as time went on, because after a while with everything checking out, then it got to a point where I was like, okay, it is either A, him, or B, it ain't. So I started looking for every reason I could find where it could not be him. Nothing stood out. The only thing that came close was Greeno reaching his wife and stating, I don't even know if he used exactly my words, I doubt it. But she's like, well, I really can't answer those questions. But I do remember that 2.5 years ago, on that very day, we had a dinner date, and him and I went out. I said, okay. He left here at 3 o'clock, and he went back into Eastern time, losing an hour. It's a 4.5-hour drive, and he drives fast. Could have made it there in 4 hours, which would have put him there at 6 p.m. She got off work at 5, would have had to drive home. Oh, he could have gave any reason in the world if he was late. But I don't think that they said it for exactly when she got off. It was a dinner date. Probably 7, 8. God only knows. That was the only thing that I'd ever seen. But in so knowing that the FBI had talked to her, I stated, yeah, dude, you know what? I mean, if you reach a person that the FBI's talked to and the FBI don't want that information out, they're going to say, hey, look, if anybody reaches you from YouTube, woo, tell them this. Will do, sir. Love you guys. So I don't see anything that stands in the way of it not being him. If somebody does know a reason, and not that his head's shaved, he's got gray hair. Well, look, man, I can go pull up a picture, man, of him like going to court where his hair is coming out. Sides, still dark. His hair wasn't shaved during Delphi. That's going back, it'll be 4 years ago, over 3 years ago. Man, alive. Wait, 3? Yeah, it'll be 3 years, man. Right? 4 years. Jeez. Where's time go? So anyway, Greeno. I got his affidavit. Okay, he sent that back to me, signed and notarized. Now, I got to get a certified copy. That's kind of the hard part. Got the money for it. Don't take me wrong. I got the money to get it certified and sent to the judge, but I want to make sure it's there in time. I don't think he has his trial date is in June or May, but he's got a pre-trial hearing in this month, in April. So anyway, I will get that to him. I will get that to the judge, and we'll see how that flies. Now, as far as Greeno goes, oh, right. And the money that was sent by 3 different people, y'all know who you are if you are here. I got that money sent to him, and I sent him a letter stating the 3 people that did send. So there you go. I did get it to him, all of it. And anyways, after I made that video on his channel, the following morning, I was reached by a friend of me and Greeno's. And he's like, oh, hey, dude, Greeno reached me this morning. He wants you to delete that video you made last night off of his channel. What? He wants me to what? Why? Did that DFC get a hold of him and tell him that? Because if she did, and if he's going back for a third round for a habitual offense, should I even give him the affidavit? Should I even get his ass out? It'd be better if he did time and she moved her DFC ass on. I don't want him to get a habitual and fucking do life. She should be somewhere else sending somebody else's ass to prison. And if she don't like what I say, because she did make a video and people sent me links to it, and I told them, hey, I don't care. I'm not going to go watch her channel. I don't care what she says. But no buds. I don't watch shit on Delphi, and I don't care what her DFC says. Okay, I don't care. So and hold on one quick second, man. Hold on. Oh, hey, Victoria Pelcher, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, they were cousins. I do. Hey, Michelle, what up, man? What up? This is my email address right there, mrcat420@gmail. You know what? If you got a question, you can send it to there. Now, if you want to call, and this is my number right here. Well, it's scrolling, but hey, right there's my number. If you got a question, you can ring there. Just call me. Okay. Now, if you're calling to argue or state, Michael, I watched all of your videos. I've watched them all, man. All of them. And then you ask me a question that I've answered in every single one of my videos. That makes me furious. It really does. You know, I'm like, why are you reaching me about that? I mean, what did you do? Watch one of my videos and then call and thought you'd like play to my good side by saying I watched them all? I mean, when I can see right through that and you're asking me a stupid question that I've answered all of them, you know what? It kind of goes like this. If you are new to the case and just looking into it, fair enough. You know what? Call and ask me your question. What I do not want is this. Don't call me to sit there and bend my ear all night listening to you bump your gums together. Because after about 5 minutes, I'm like, yep. Hang on a minute. Yes, right. They're just going to keep talking. That's how it goes. And it will go and go and go and go. You know why I don't like phones? Because I don't like hearing people just generally chit-chat at me. If you don't have anything to ask, don't fucking call me. If you have a question, even if you think it's a stupid question that's been asked 100 times, I'll answer it. I will. But don't start off with, I've watched all of your videos. That shit gets old. It's just like trolls getting on here. Dude, I'm going to send you a bunch of money and blah. And I'm like, yeah. That right there says you're a troll and you need to go after yourself. I don't give two shits or a fuck about your money. Okay? If somebody wants to send money in, they should have money to send. You know, I'm not a pay-for channel. What I have, I give out. I just give it out. Just there it is. Here it is. This is what I believe. This is what I've looked into. This is what I've fact-checked. These are the interviews I've done. And this is what I have. And I will answer anything on Delphi case. I know more concerning the Delphi case than any person out here outside of law enforcement on earth. Because I've looked into everything. I've watched everything. I've interviewed. I've talked to people. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm sorry. You know what? Shouldn't even be cussing. But people bother me. This lady, she got a hold of me multiple times. And when the phone would ring and I would see it was her, I was like, oh, man, no. I don't want to answer the phone. Anyway, the last time, man, she asked me some question, blah, 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 and spent like forever doing it. And I'm like, for the love of God, lady, ask your damn question, please. I just don't like it, man. That's me. Anyway, let me get back. So I will be getting that affidavit to him because it kind of works like so. If it gets him out of jail and halts the violation on the first case, then if he got hit with the second case, it'd be number 2, not 3. And I'm sending it to him. Because actually, if I thought it was just going to get him out and they was going to continue on with the second case and violate him on the first case, he would be better off doing some time and not going back to that DFC. And in DFC, the D can be variable, but the FC, that shit stands. There you go. Yeah, anyway, man, I grew tired of repeating myself well over a year ago. You know, and I'm just making the point that when I'm on here, that's all I'm doing. I'm just repeating myself. Now, in Indiana, our laws for the state dictate that the sample of the suspect DNA must be done in Indiana. It was. Now, I had a person reach me. Actually, well, you know what? Might be hearing from them here in a minute. And she said, well, do you know you're Indiana by law that the suspect DNA has got to be processed in Indiana? I saw it was. Well, the FBI got it. Okay. The FBI got it so that anybody that has DNA can trace to it. But it has to be processed in Indiana. Okay. Well, yeah, but that's what's holding them back. No, it ain't. They ain't holding them back. If they, I mean, look, it wouldn't make a shit to me. I mean, if it matches what the FBI has, yeah, great. I already knew that. I already knew that they matched that a long time ago. In fact, in December of 2018, I wouldn't, well, no, it may have been in January of 2019 is when the match was made. Because in an interview, Sheriff Lesenby said, we sent our suspect DNA off to Quantico FBI headquarters right before Christmas. And he was talking to 2018, 1 month after Thomas Bruce's arrest. All right. That got him time to get it back, get it set up, and then put it into the legal system to be matched to. Now, in so doing that, they sent theirs off to see if it was a match. It was a match. But the law says that the DNA that the FBI has to be processed in Indiana. Okay, they already know it's a match, right? They got to go talk to him when his case is over, correct? So when they go down to speak to Thomas Bruce, they will bring a warrant for his DNA. Okay, that way, over the course of interrogation, they could already have that back to Indiana and processed within the state of Indiana. And then they could use that when they take it to court. Now, I want people to realize this. DNA is new. Okay, you can go back to the beginning of time, and there's always been murder. Murder didn't begin with DNA sampling. Sorry, it didn't. People have always used evidence. DNA is just one piece of evidence, but it is something to have on your side. Okay, they got 2 people that seen him. Okay, I mean, they got his video, they got his audio. They can say, dude, you was there. You're right. Yeah, it was me, man. Yeah, totally. But to have DNA, that's added, man. That's even more. You see where I'm at? Now, I realize that the Indiana state laws makes Hoosiers look like idiots. And you know what? We're not. We're not idiots. But what we really are the idiots that put people that are idiots into charge of shit like that. Don't mock us, Hoosiers, man. We're not dumb, okay? You guys do the same fucking thing in your state. Look at the fucking people you guys elected for. Yeah, I'm not even going to go there. But God, America, it's not that you're dumb. You're just ignorant, man. You just don't get shit. You just don't. Jeez. All right. Point 7. Look, I am a free and sovereign individual. Okay? That is my standing. Why? Because things bother me. Things bother me. I look at the reality and I say, you know what? 2 plus 2 doesn't equal 105. It just don't. Yeah, it does. No, it don't. When you go fact check things and you look into them, and let me tell you something, man, if you go down that road that I've been on for over 20 years looking into that shit, it's very long. It is as deep as it is wide. So if you do not understand all of that, if you have not spent like a decade plus looking into it, please shut up about it. Man, like I said, that guy on that other channel was sitting there talking slave law. And I'm like, dude, take the mask off. Quit being a little bitch. Okay? I forget what his name. It was something loser. He had a mask on. Some of you know who I'm talking about. But anyway, man, yeah, don't sit there and quote lawyers, man. Lawyers belong to the bar, the British Academy of Registration. They've curtsied to the Queen. Look, this country, we fought a war against that. That was called the Revolutionary War, where we said, hey, England, fuck you. We're giving our citizens common law. You know that shit that the king's under over there? Yeah, it's us. We're free. People don't come to this country because of freedom anymore. They come for the fucking handouts. So do not question me on the capitalized name or what I believe or anything else unless you know, unless you've fact checked. And I ain't talking through the goddamn British Academy of Registration. I'm not. I'm talking about real life. Go look at the fucking Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence. There you go. And if you then, after you do all of that, and then you can come back and question me, yeah, I'd be happy. But don't do it in the meantime. You just sound like a content slave. Oh, man, you know what? I didn't even grab this. 1 second. Pardon me for just a quick moment. Just really quick, everybody. I'm not going to burn your time here. All right. All right, ladies, gentlemen, and hey, if there's any kids out there, man, I'm sorry for the language. You know, it's what I do around my house. You can ask Wolf, man. You know, I'm generally not really foul-mouthed, not really profane exactly. I do use the F-bomb here and there. Yeah, but anyway, man, I do apologize for the language. I am offering this right here, 122 deductions. Notarized and recorded. Notarized and recorded for $20. It's $25 if you want it mailed to you. Now, I want to point out that if I email this to you, it won't. Well, yeah, it will too. Yeah, it will look like this. But you know what? I could just send it all in one shot rather than. Well, no, I really can't. Now, if I email it to you, then it would be $20, but it is not going to have the record number. Now, the reason I'm saying 20 is because if you went to look at it at Howard County on the records office, it's going to cost you $20 to look at it. That's why for $20, why give them the money? I'll just send you to my damn record. 122 deductions that are mine entirely, $20. And you can send that. Hold on a second. Let's see. Yo.
Well, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Am I on the air?
Hang on. I gotta set this up. Pardon, everybody. Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, you are on the air. Could you give me 1 quick second?
I can. And while you're doing whatever it is, magic you're transponding, I had a hard time finding you.
I was right here.
Are you on WKAT or Michael Cap?
Michael Cat.
Are you sure you're on the air?
Yes.
Okay.
I got 49 people here watching me.
Then I feel embarrassed in front of 49 people. And it could be the internet here in Denver.
Yeah, it
Who
could
knows?
be.
So what's the subject we're discussing?
Well, I just gotten to my deductions. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want the deductions emailed to you, send 20. If you want them mailed to you, then I got to print them and send them to you. So if you send 25, make sure you add your mailing address. If you want them emailed to you, make sure that you add or link to the proper email that you want them sent to. Okay. And that is at that email or that PayPal address right there. Now do what?
Now, would it be easier if I called back in a few?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So what are some of your deductions?
Well, I'm not going to talk about them.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about them.
I did. Well, I was selling. Well, I look at it, it's multiple pages. I don't even know how many pages of deductions that is. It's a stretch of paper, though. Oh, totally recorded in an affidavit of Michael Leroy Stroop, all the way to the end. Yeah, I'm very proud of my deductions. Thank you. They are what solved the case for me. Being behind law enforcement, I want everybody to know that. See, I'm not trying to be or say like law enforcement's behind me. They knew what I knew before I knew it. But that's what I'm here for, to tell you. Hey, there you are. All right. Thanks for being here, Alaska Blue.
Really interesting today.
What's that?
Across the nation, it seems as though our police departments and state laboratories have been stockpiling old rape kits from sexual assaults and things like that, while the violent offenders have been tested for DNA quite rapidly. And for instance, in Anchorage, Alaska, I think they had somewhere in the neighborhood, the last time I knew, and this may not be completely up to date, about 7,000 sexual assault kits that hadn't been tested. In Los Angeles County, I think it's pushing 100,000. Now, my question to you is, if those rape kits were tested in the next, say, 6 months, it's not going to happen that fast because each costs quite a bit to test to get DNA samples.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen if Thomas Bruce popped up in, say, 10 or 20 of them?
They're rape kits?
Rape kits.
Well, were the people dead?
No, they were not dead.
Okay.
And that's assuming that he, years ago in the 80s and 90s, started his violent criminal career in sexual assaults and didn't kill at that point.
Right. Yeah.
What do you think the results would be in testing rape kits nationwide for his DNA? Or for any DNA and then having it come up positive?
You know what? I have good and bad on that. And I will cover it like so. It's one thing to have a person's DNA if they committed a crime to take their DNA. But it's another thing to go, well, there's a lot of unsolved rapes and we don't know that you're... Now I'm like, yeah. You know what? Blow that shit out your fucking ass. You're not getting my goddamn DNA. So go fuck off. Now, when Delphi happened, and it was like, people were talking about that, man. They're going around, they're asking everybody local around there for their DNA, man, if they've been phoned in. Okay, man, I'm telling you, I think they got DNA. That was before DNA was even announced that they had it. Now, when the investigator came to my house and I told him that, I'm like, dude, look at me. Do I look like Bridge Guy? Do I? Look at me. Blue eyes, suit, dude. Long hair. Look at my goat, huh? Not him. Well, I agree with you. But we can't clear you without a DNA sample. You're not fucking getting one from me. You're not. They still might want one. Okay, look, if they can find a judge that's going to get a warrant for my DNA, tell them I'll own their ass. So I don't want everybody in the world thinking like DNA is going to solve every crime. We need everybody's DNA. Unless you can look at DNA and go, oh yeah, totally, that's my DNA. I know my DNA anywhere. Because otherwise, you're taking a fucking expert's word. You know what they can plant once they have your DNA? Your DNA. Now, that's scary to think that they can just draw in an expert and go, yep, that's his DNA. Trust me, I'm an expert. I went to college, dude. So, yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that kind of shit rampant in us fucking nation. Later, Paula.
Well, think of it from this perspective. Not the fact that they're collecting DNA, but say out in Escondido, where he was stationed in the Navy, the county of San Diego has, let's just pick a number because I have no idea, 10,000 back rape kits that haven't been tested.
Yeah.
And when they do test it, from 1990 or 91,
yeah,
and those specimens still can be good depending on how they were stored, that Thomas Bruce's DNA shows up in rape kits.
Yeah.
And had they tested them on time, they could have prevented the murders of, I don't know,
How?
8 or 9 people.
How?
Because his DNA would have matched.
Would have matched what? He didn't have no DNA in the legal system. It wouldn't have matched.
My question is, what if he committed multiple rapes?
Yeah.
And they could have at least started some kind of a decent investigation while he was still in the service.
If they had something to go on a rape, they would probably follow the evidence. And again, I don't think that DNA is the grand qualification for we got you. Oh, wait, man, what the hell is that? A cop?
No, that's a big fire truck.
Huh. So yeah, I don't think it should be like this. I don't think that DNA is that grand slam. Dude, your DNA was there. So what? My DNA was there. What, you got me on DNA alone? You bringing an expert in? If a person does not have DNA in a legal database, and they will not get mine, I assure you, they will not get my DNA. I own my DNA. I got that shit on the fucking copyright, people. I own my DNA. My DNA, copyrighted. Same with my fingerprints. Same with my name. All done up. So, yeah, I don't think that we need to go around, get everybody's DNA, and then use that as the basis for, got ya. No, I don't. And again, he didn't have DNA in a legal database. And if we're looking at it like that, man, I can go back 23 years back to Mary Pryor. DNA and fingerprints. Not one person to point to. Not one. So I don't think that DNA is the grand slam. I don't. And rape, well, the woman didn't die. The woman had sex before. I'm not saying it's easy just like, we just had sex with them. I realize that it's more than that. But the point is these are murders, man. And if you're looking into a case of a guy that lives in that county and you don't know who it is with DNA and fingerprints, chances are that man had never committed or never got caught committing a crime before. That's the lowdown. And a lot of people have brought up the thing of like, man, there's so many backlog rape kits, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, there are. And there's a lot of fucking women out there saying, me too. Okay, great. Yeah, you do. But I don't think that we need to go around and go, well, we need your DNA because we have your DNA. Well, no, you won't. You're asking a fucking expert, and then you're getting other people to believe it. That's where it gets wrong. DNA is added evidence, not the evidence. Remember that.
Right. You're absolutely correct. Now, what year did you go into the military?
85.
Were they collecting DNA specimens then?
Nope. No.
Did they take your blood type at least?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was on my tags, I believe. Oh, positive.
Okay. Well, the point of me asking about DNA is if by some chance, instead of avionics, Thomas Bruce went into the military just as a general soldier.
Yes.
And no preference at that point. Do you know when they started collecting DNA in the military for their database?
No. I don't even know what they do now.
They do.
Oh, you mean when you go in, they collect your DNA? You say, we need your DNA. No, you don't. No, you don't. Oh.
Well, I do think that the FBI has to have a warrant to go in to the military database and search it. I think that's kind of outside of their purview. But I believe that had all the rape kits in California, or Southern California, where he was located, been tested, and the FBI could have gone in and compared them at some point, they may have gotten a hit. Because I understand that there's, millions and millions of copies of DNA in the system. But I guess my point is, I'm not sure all the due diligence has been done. And it sort of caught us with our pants down when we haven't tested those. And it is a possibility that his DNA could have been in a military database, because he went in what, 80?
I think he went in same year as I did. I do believe it was like right in that area, like 85, 86, like right there. Because he was already in 86.
Hold for just a moment, please.
Well, anyways, people.
I'm sorry, a little puppy problem there. I think that many criminals start out very young, and it would not surprise me. Am I on?
Yes.
Okay. It wouldn't surprise me if some of the military database contained DNA comparable to criminals that haven't been caught yet. I have heard rumblings, and I read today that even police departments are going to start collecting DNA from their new hires. And
but do you not understand that what they're driving toward is, we got to have your DNA, and that's where they're going to push it. We have your DNA was found there. It's your DNA. Bring the expert in. That's his DNA. Dude, oh man, you got me. I was there. And that's what it's going to end up being. Do you not see what I'm at? DNA, good supporting evidence, not the evidence. And again, rape kits, look, man, These women didn't die. There's a backlog of them? Yeah, it's because these counties ain't got all the fucking money to push on every goddamn rape kit. And it isn't about everybody putting their fucking DNA into a system. It isn't. I wouldn't do it. In fact, I would tell somebody else, if you're going to go give their DNA to show that you didn't do it, you're probably a fucking idiot. Because that's what the way they want you to feel. They want your DNA. Give us your DNA. We'll know you didn't do it. Here, I got one for you. I know I didn't do it. That's what I'm getting at. DNA supporting evidence, not the fucking final blow, man. Not it.
No, and I happen to agree. There has to be other evidence prior to the time. I mean, there was a case in Seattle not too long ago, and this guy got a telephone call out of the blue, and it was a law enforcement agency back east. If I remembered, I'd tell you, but I don't. And his DNA in one of these testing sites processed positive for a very serious crime back east. He'd never been there.
Yeah.
And it turned his life upside down for a very short period of time. Basically because the lawyer he had to hire demanded that DNA be tested again against a known sample. And this, I don't know where they compared it to. I can't recall. And I'll look it up and I'll send it to you. But that's one case that DNA positively identified the wrong man. And he had to get himself out of it. It turned out that the lawyer in one case only had sympathy for him and wound up forgiving his legal fees because of the situation he's been in. But it has happened. On the flip side, there's two cases. What Barry Scheck is doing with Susan Collins in Tennessee, with Smedley Alley versus Thomas Bruce, and the Golden State Killer. In the Golden State Killer, I don't believe he was ever a suspect until they did the familial DNA.
Untrue. Actually, he was
a person. Really?
Do what?
Is it really?
What?
He was a suspect prior to that?
He was a person of interest, yes, he was. In fact, I think if you go look at that, because there was people that was looking into him, but they didn't really have anything to nail him with. Now, the DNA kind of pointed back to him, and they went there. You know what? It's kind of like John D. Miller, because they used C.C. Moore in that one. When they showed up and there was a bunch of cops at his door, do you know why we're here? Hang on. April Tinsley. Yeah, he's like, April Tinsley? Yes. Could you come with us, please? There it was. But I think that's why they ask. You know, I mean, they can kind of break it down and then they can make the tie and go, but this is your DNA. I don't know if that's my DNA. I mean, you know, there are ways that you could do that. And I ain't trying to say like, if you did that to a kid, you should get away with it. But it's like, I don't know that that's my DNA. How in the hell could that be my DNA if I didn't do it? But let me tell you something. They could bring in 1,000 fucking jurors and you pull a damn expert up there and he says, yeah, chances are 1 in 5 billion that it's his DNA. No doubt about it. They will convict you like that. DNA alone. I wasn't even in this state. Yeah, well, he was. Expert? He was. See? And again, man, that's where they're making way too much on the DNA. They are. I was just at the China General shop, okay? My DNA's all over there. What if a crime happened and they found my DNA? Dude, you did it. No, I didn't. Your DNA was there. Expert, it's his DNA. See? I mean, do you see where I'm at? I mean, I could understand if it was seminal DNA in a rape and that tied to somebody. Now, if that person had already been convicted of one of those murders, and he probably did a very long time if it was a sexual assault like that. then okay, if he's out there, then and they test it, yeah, he'd probably come up. But what if he hadn't? You know, do you think that everybody should just hand their DNA over just so an expert can say yes or no? I do not. I do not, and that's why they will not get my DNA. Period.
Oh, and I can understand the privacy issues because I think before we know it, there's going to be at least one come up and go to the Supreme Court. Now, I don't know which one it's going to be, and it wouldn't surprise me if Barry Scheck took his issue all the way to the Supreme Court. And the state of Tennessee would be held liable for his death. But how far do you think law enforcement should go in investigating, like, genealogical DNA as in what C.C. Moore does?
If it's a murder or a crime that is tied to other murders, like a serial murder, yeah. But when they start hitting that familial database, that, hey, man, when I sent that in, there wasn't anything that was saying that you guys could look through my DNA. Well, we kind of changed that. We need to find it. You know, it's always bending this. You bend that. You bend it back over here. You make it the top story. What really nailed this guy was DNA, America. You know, if we had everybody's DNA, man, we could figure all this stuff out. And everybody's like, I'm giving over my DNA. I believe experts. Yeah, I know. Idiots. Morons. No, you will not get my DNA. That shit belongs to me. I don't dump mine into an ancestral database. And you know what? In so doing, you should expect this shit. But we don't. We're ignorant on it. And you know what? I call people in the world ignorant because I don't believe that people are dumb. I just don't think they were ever taught differently. And having never been shown doesn't make a person stupid. It means that they're uneducated on it. That's why they are ignorant. Now, if you follow the mainstream media and all this and all that, and you're hearing this big picture, yeah, go hand them your DNA. Give them your DNA. Say, I didn't do it. See? Yeah, I'm a good guy. I gave him my DNA, but not this fucker. No way. Not me. So, yeah, I believe that if it points to a serial killer and the FBI is looking at that and they're like, this matches this to this and this and this, you know, because look, if there's DNA at the scene, okay, and the FBI is looking into that, then the FBI can link that back to what they've already found and what's been added to that legal database that is unknown. Now, if you get a bunch of unknowns that match, then you can say with pretty conclusively that the same suspect committed these crimes here. Then you should use that. But just for Joe Blow, this, that, we ran your DNA and it came back as you, dude. Oh, fuck. Really? Expert? Yeah, it says 5 billion to 1. Well, I'm going away for a long time.
Well, in the case of John Miller with April Tinsley, how many specimens do you think they had?
What do you mean?
How many specimens did he leave on there?
You know what? He left, and this is what's weird about the guy. I mean, if you ever looked up John Miller, John D. Miller, I don't want to just be like taking a hit at all John Millers, man, because there's a lot of John Millers in the world. But if you look at John Miller and the way that the guy looked and acted, the guy wasn't getting with a woman, period, just straight up. So, and the guy had a thing for condoms. And I don't know what his deal was, but he would, by whatever method, go in a condom without a woman. And then he would throw those in with a letter at a kid or in a mailbox with that where he knew a kid lived. And he said, I raped and killed April Tinsley, and you're next. And that probably just blew the fucking parents' mind, honestly. I mean, you could imagine. So they had, I think, he sent one to the cops. left one in the mailbox, and I think one on a bicycle. So I think that they had 3 or 4 plus April Tinsley. So they definitely had the suspect's DNA. And they knew the suspect's DNA because all of them matched. So, yeah, on that one, they said, it's the guy with this DNA right here. We know that. So that's why they ran that. And that's fine to use it, I guess. Although, again, you know what? The people whose DNA you're using did not sign a contract that you could use their DNA. Unless that contract says, hey, we can do whatever we want with your DNA. Oh, okay. Well, I'm an idiot. Here you go. But not me. If they come at me with DNA, I'm like, you're going to need fucking more than that. You will need more than that, because if you cannot convict me on the evidence, fuck you. And I apologize, kids. But look, man, on YouTube, I got this listed as my videos not made for kids. And then they're like, well, we don't think it's right. We don't think your video is right for everyone. Duh! Duh! So, kids, if you're watching, I apologize for my language. But if you never heard my language before, you're probably not living in this fucking country. Television shows use my language. I made this language. I call it mine. I'll copyright it.
Well, with John Miller, didn't he leave messages on barn doors and things like that?
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
So he was sort of taunting the police.
Well, he wrote him letters. You know, and the first one was something about the shoe. Like, did you find the shoe or something like that? Because it wasn't right there where April Tinsley was found. It was like nearby, but you know, I don't know if he purposely placed it over in a separate area, or I don't even know. But anyway, yeah, he was. And I mean, if you look back, like BTK, Zodiac, a lot of your killers like that. And what's weird about John D. Miller is he did that in 1988. It took him 30 years to get the DNA. Okay, 30 years until they could say, yes, this is your guy. But within that 30 years, it was only April Tinsley. That was it. He didn't go out and do it to anybody else, although he left letters and shit, but he never did. And I thought that was really odd, because there you got a guy that went and did that crime. He went and committed that murder. He did it, man. He was that dude that went out there and did that, but never reoffended. And I think that is extraordinarily odd. I mean, he is like prototypical serial killer in my mind, in the way that he did that and then taunted police, but he never went and redid it. And I think that's really unusual. It really is, man. If you look at a guy that will go out and do that once and taunt police, he usually goes into over 30 years. I mean, it just seems weird, only one. You see where I'm at?
Well, and back then, in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and early 90s, they didn't, criminals, were concentrating on not leaving their fingerprints or anything else of them laying around. DNA wasn't a widely known entity. It was, of course, known to scientists, but it was a very expensive test to do, if they even had a procedure for it then. Because the first court case that used DNA, I believe, was in Canada. And we took that process, the United States took that process, scientists, and perfected it into a better test. And yes, it's a good law enforcement tool. What's bothering, what's kind of troublesome are the Israel Keys of this world, where he committed a number of murders, admitted to some, but also hinted that there were many more out there. And the only way that they're going to figure that out, any law enforcement agency, is to run his DNA against any other DNA that might be found at various crime scenes. And I mean, his murders could actually have occurred from Vermont all the way to Arizona. He had kill kits buried, and the only thing at this point, because he committed suicide while in state/federal custody, he isn't here to say so. And there's even some question whether he committed suicide or if he was given a razor, I believe, to do it. Regardless, he's dead and gone. So the only thing that they're going to come up with now is running a DNA comparison.
Do you know who didn't kill themselves?
These old murders were his.
Do you know who didn't kill themselves?
Jeffrey Epstein.
What? You know what? There it is. There it is. Mentioned right here on my program, ladies and gentlemen. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. He was worth $1 billion, and they're like, dude, don't even fret it. Hey, can you guys go elsewhere? Turn this camera off here. Oh, come back. Send this guy in about a half hour or do we sell? Yeah, we're flying you home, pal. Don't worry about it. You got the money, man. Besides, man, we all been to your island.
Well, I don't think
so.
For absolute sure what happened that day.
Yeah, we do. He did. Okay, one, he ain't dead. He did not die. I don't believe he died. I believe, man, when you got $1 billion fucking and you got an island that the president goes somewhere and has sex with kids, you're getting the fuck out. You got that get the fuck out of jail free card. That's what it says on it. Get the fuck out of jail free. You're out of here. You get back home.
Have you ever seen the painting of Bill Clinton?
Yep. In the dress?
In the blue dress.
Yeah. Yeah.
His personal property is expected to be sold at auction. And I am very curious to see, number one, if an anonymous buyer is going to purchase that, or number two, if it will be sold at all. And I understand we're getting off topic here, but you brought Epstein up, so it's your fault. What do you think?
Well, you know what? Let me point to this. Jeffrey Epstein's plane landed in New York, right? Correct?
Okay.
The government knew he was on that plane, all right? Correct?
When he was arrested?
Yeah.
Actually, he came into Teterboro. That's in New Jersey.
I heard he was arrested on the plane when his plane landed.
He was. But he was arrested at Teterboro.
The government arrested him.
You're going to prove me wrong, aren't you?
The government arrested him.
Uh-huh.
Now, he's dead. Guess you can't look into him any further. Well, not exactly fucking true. Not true at all. Because you see, the government knows a lot of people that went to his island, and that's who we're going to fucking talk to. We're going to go talk to these evil motherfuckers. This guy, Bill Clinton in the blue dress. We're going to go talk to them, and we're going to get that fucking information. Just because you say he's dead doesn't stop fucking shit. And that is what bothers me. Why isn't the government pursuing their case? Why did they go, oh, he died? Son of a bitch, we was going to hit 1,000 of you fucking evil pricks. All of a sudden, that just ended. Gone. He killed himself. Holy motherfucker of God. Guess you can't pursue that against Clinton no more, huh? No, not if he killed himself. Fuck, I guess we're shit out of luck. So why did the case fucking stop? You know, why did that case stop? If it didn't stop, they would have all these motherfuckers in there questioning them. And I don't see that going on. So yeah, it was all show. It was all for show.
Well, what do
It's
you
part of the big
about-
show, people.
What do you think about the women that are now suing Epstein's estate? Do you think they're going to get Prince Andrew over here to testify?
Doubt it. You think they're going to bring Prince Andrew in? No. Bill Clinton? Nah. You know, all of these people, man, they're all fucking rich. They all own the law. You see, they understand that stuff that ignorant Americans do not. They don't. America is like without knowledge on it. But if I may, if we could take this back to Delphi, please.
Absolutely.
Because I'm trying to keep my show on a track here, and I didn't want to be on for very long. So, did you have a Delphi question? Another one?
Me?
Yeah.
No, not at this point in time. I'm trying to figure out how to find bizarre murders and cases out in California, and they have strict privacy laws out there that, you can't find out a lot. So I don't know if we're ever going to know the crimes he committed in the places he's lived and visited. I think that the FBI has a much better database and information than we have, but obviously they're not talking. But I think he's going to have a long career, and I think you mentioned that pretty early on. He is going to be mentioned in, let's just say, multiple murders, because I do not believe Delphi was his first. I don't even believe Evansdale was his first.
No, well,
I'm not certain that Mary Pryor.
Yeah, there you go. You know what? I don't think that Mary Pryor was his first, because I mean, to do that right there at that time, her being, it's like that isn't a first time crime. Not to do that to an 88-year-old. That shows that this shit's been done before. But it's finding those people. Now, Susan Collins was a prime example because the brutality and the rape and the murder that was involved there. That would show perhaps a first, because, I mean, he was pretty new in the Navy at that time. And I don't think he was going around Genesee County, Michigan, committing crimes when he was young like that. Or you would have like other crimes like that in and around Genesee County from time he was 16 to 18 when he joined the Navy. 18 or 19 is the time he joined. So within those 3 years right there, you would have those crimes occurring in or around there when he was 16. So Susan Collins may have been his first. And I do believe, man, if Barry Scheck's right and he was at that base, that hands down, he was her rapist and killer. That right there is his style, his MO, to be that kind of brutal. It's like his calling card is the brutality. And that, whoever did that to her was an evil man. And to the likes that I can only say Thomas Bruce is a prime example of. And if he was at that base, sitting right there at that time, yeah, they absolutely executed the wrong guy. Which again, that's, you know what? That right there, and that's going to play in. See, ladies and gentlemen, it's Barry Scheck. Barry Scheck, people. And he's going to say, aha, but the DNA proved you was wrong. And everybody's going to go, man, we all got to turn our fucking DNA. And it's going to be another step in the big, we got to have your fucking DNA, idiots. And idiots will line up, man. Please take my DNA. Here, swab right here, please. Because people are like that, man. It is. It's human nature to be like, I'm a good guy. I'm the good American. I'm that good content slave. I stand to the fucking side of freedom and go F yourself. That's me. Now, if I was a killer, if I was out doing something, but you could ask Wolf. I do not. I rarely leave my house without my dog. I definitely don't go and see many people. So, and again, though, I mean, if he was at that base, yeah, they wrongfully convicted and executed Smedley Alley. And believe me, are they going to want to admit to that? No. But will it seal into America's mind? My God, what they can do with DNA. We are so technological these days. Bullshit. Technology is used against you, never for you. Remember that. Yeah, I don't even know technology we have outside of cell phones and computers. People go, so technological. No, it ain't. Are they fucking like curing cases, diseases? Are they? If they are, fucking send me a record of that. No, you go into going, well, we advise chemo and radiation, and that's the same fucking bullshit they've been doing forever, because technology is used against you. You pay for the technology. They bring the technology and then they use it on you. It's like stealing a man's gun and then going back with his gun to rob him. That's how it works. That's how they play it, people. That's exactly technology. They take and make the technology and then use it on you. That's how they fucking play you.
Let me ask you this. When fingerprints first were used, and they figured out that each individual had their own fingerprints, do you think people thought the same, or do you think they thought it was wonderful?
No, you know what? Fingerprints is a little bit different.
Why?
Well, I'll tell you why. If you brought me a person's fingerprint, okay, and anyone could do this. If you got a person's palm, fingerprints, and all like so, and that's all mapped out, now you run somebody's fingerprint against other fingerprints, it's going to outline every single area where that matches. Now, once it matches so many, you can say pretty conclusive, even by just holding them together, that's an exact fucking match, pal. Now, that's easy to do with the fingerprint. Super duper easy. Try doing that with DNA when, yours is only going to match 1 out of every 5 to fucking 7 billion people. I don't know of anybody that can look at their DNA and go, oh, that's my DNA. There ain't no doubt about it. It's got my fucking picture right on it, man. That's my DNA. Oh, that's my puppy's DNA. Look at him. It looks fucking adorable, just like my little puppy. Now, people can't do that. And that's the underlying. Nobody can match that DNA. You could take an expert's word on it. But how do you know that expert isn't like scientists that go, oh, no. Climate change is real and it's caused by automobiles and we got to pay for it because we got to stop global warming or we'll all drown. You know what? The day I see people come out and show me that like the ocean really is getting bigger because the glaciers are melting, then it would be different. In the meantime, if you believe it or you point at people and go, dude, scientists say, okay, fair enough. Scientists say, well, let me tell you something. Since I was 8 years old, I have studied science. Tell me, paid for scientist, what data are you using to make these deductions? I mean, certainly if you're looking at this data, then I can look at that data and make the same conclusion, correct? Well, they never really give you that fucking data. They never do. You know why? Because you believe fucking scientists. They went to college for 6 fucking years. And you're going to call them a liar? No, I'm going to call them a paid for motherfucker. That's what they are. So, yeah, I don't buy the system. I don't believe the experts. I ain't that much. What are you looking at? And shouldn't I be able to look at it and make the same conclusion? If I can, then maybe you're a paid for liar. That's just me talking. That's just me.
And there is an expert in Florida.
On?
I believe he was a psychologist.
For?
That lied on his curriculum vitae and his resume.
Yeah.
Testified in many trials until a defense attorney looked into his background and tried to verify it.
Right.
He couldn't do it. And in court one day, he asked this expert about his qualifications and the trials he had testified in. Turns out they were false. state of Florida is now looking at many cases that they used him as an expert witness and gone back, and they're going to have to award new trials.
Yeah. Well, and again, it comes down to, what do these people know? Now, when they step outside of what it is that we know, like CC Moore, she understands DNA. I understand that she understands DNA. Now, ignorance of the law is no excuse. That's what they tell you. So if they get you and it's a code or a statute, well, it's a law. Well, if I broke the law, you got me. I'm sorry. What do I got to pay? Well, you got to go to probation and you got to pay drug and alcohol. Why? It had nothing to do with drug, right? Because you got to. That's probation, dude. Nah, you got to pay them more money. It's any way to pull a goddamn dime out of you. And there it is. Now, if a person goes in and I'm all this and I'm all that and I'm the other fucking shit, great. Can we use you as an expert? Hell yeah. Okay. Well, there it is. Well, now, okay. Well, I wasn't totally this, but I know what I'm talking about. Well, quite contrary. We can't use that. Now, are they going to go back and give those people their time back and give them thousands and thousands, $1 million? Fuck no. Hell no. God, no, man. The one thing they don't do is fucking pay you. You're a peasant. Either be content and happy with it, and quoting Carlin, because it's never going to change. It's never going to get better. Be happy with where you are. Just be happy with that. It's not going to fucking change. Now, I'm against all of this shit. All of it. You know what? If you got a serial killer out there and he's leaving fingerprints or this and that match, okay, fair enough. Going after everybody's DNA and convincing the world that DNA solves crimes. No, it fucking don't. My ball sack, it does not. And to really believe that these experts are like in looking at it, look, you know what? Okay, let's say I got in my vehicle and I drive down to Indianapolis and I go shopping in all these stores and I come home. Do you know where my DNA is? Every place that I was. Now, if it's seminal DNA, that could be a little different. But, okay, the one thing I'm not going to do is go jerk off in somebody's fucking jar, all right? I ain't doing that shit. I mean, unless they pay me. I mean, if somebody paid me for it, man, or something like that. But I mean, like, if somebody was going to pay me, I mean, wouldn't they want the real deal, you know? Wouldn't they want an evening out with Michael J. Cat? You know, that kind of thing. I mean, I'm not pimping myself, but I'm just saying. Like, if somebody wanted to pay me for my DNA, that's one way to get it, I imagine. They could go home and go, I got his DNA right here. Just a thought.
Well, with reasonable cause, they can go through your trash. What would they find besides pork bones and dog food cans?
Candy wrappers. Candy wrappers and ice cream jar. Shit like that. That's pretty much the garbage that I have.
Michael, as always, it's a joy. And I will figure out what's wrong with my internet and get you on in a little bit. You have a good day.
You don't have internet? Or, I mean, because you asked me off to go if I was on my channel.
Yeah, you were not on there. And I tried everything. I went everywhere. And this is the second time I've had trouble finding the live broadcast.
Okay. Huh.
And I don't know why. It's probably, here in Denver. Who knows? For a town of 3 million, they sure have problems with cell service and internet service.
Yeah.
But I looked everywhere, and I just wasn't finding it.
Huh.
So I'm going to go look, and if I can't find you, I'll let you know.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay?
All right. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay. Back to my list. 1 second. Oh, wait. Let me throw number up because this is question and answer. So if you have a question on the Delphi crime or Evansdale or Mary Pryor and Pates, give me a call. I would be happy to answer. But allow me to get back to where I was. Let's see here, not that so much as this one here. Let's see. If you came to my channel for understanding on the Delphi case, then much thanks from me goes out to you. If you came here to be a douchebag, then at least I want you to understand that video and audio of Thomas Bruce was obtained from girl number one's phone. And I threw the rest in on that equation. Because people say, how do you know he was there? Because they got video and audio? Maybe you didn't see that shit. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you're duly unaware that they got video and audio of the man. They do. So there you go. Now, yeah, you know what? I've had people reach me and go, his hair is gray and his head shaved. Ha! Fuck you. People are really fucking stupid. Obviously. And again, if you have any questions on the Delphi case, you can reach me at my phone number right there. But look, man, don't call to make me listen to you all night. I don't want to sit there for 20 minutes while you try to explain what the fuck it is you're trying to question me on. The one thing I hate, general chit chat and people just bumping their gums. I hate that shit. It's one thing. It's one thing if you got a question, I'll answer. If I'm answering you and then you butt in to ask a question I was alluding to getting to, shut up. Nothing bothers me more than that. Never fucking cut me off, man. God. People. Not you. Not you, though. I mean, the people know. People know. But not you. Right? I mean, you're cool. Look, I like it when you call. I mean, you're good people. I'm just saying in general. That's all. All right. We have it 7 to 10 months. And that's what I'm looking at. That covers from November to February of 2021. Now, somewhere through that time is when they're going to make the announcement that it is Thomas Bruce. Now, he is going to be, I mean, when they file charges, because, man, and I don't know how to look at this legally. I don't know how they would do that. Because would it be 1, 2, 3 differing states, which would actually be more than that, because I think that would go back California, Missouri. Man, you know what? I mean, that could really go all over the place. He was very traveled, man, in his car. I mean, you know, you could be looking at multiple states, or are they going to try them all in one area for all of them at the same time, which may happen. Now, again, though, if Indiana does not go for the death penalty, I'm calling no fucking balls. I'm like, okay, yeah, he got arrested down there, and you brought him up here, and you gave him the same shit that he got down there. No balls. No justice was done. He was going to do that time anyway. So if we don't go for murder, I'm calling 0 balls on the fucking prosecutor. He will be called from there forth by me, 0 balls prosecutor. I will buy shirts that say 0 balls prosecutor with these fucking picture on it. And I'll sell them. I will sell them to you cheaply because that's what I fucking do. Now, oh, well, you know what? I already got on there. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much all of it. That was all that I had. So if anybody wants to call, hit that phone number right there. I will take one more phone caller and be quick with it. Ready? Go. Okay. Well, everybody, it was great being here. I'm sorry I was a couple minutes late. Look, man, Wolf needed food. I had to run to China General to get pedigree can. You know, Wolf's like, he's going to be 15 on July 4th. You know what? I'm kind of putting this out a little bit early, but between me and you, he really likes it when people show up to his birthday party. He really does, man. It kind of makes his day. And, you know, this year I kind of wanted to maybe do like a little bit of beef for him, you know, get him a little cow. You know, he likes cow. hang on a second. Yeah.
Hey,
Hey.
can I speak on something for 1 second?
Oh, hey, man. Yeah, go ahead. Carry on.
All right. So, would you like to have people have a limit of questions during your show?
What do you mean?
Okay, so somebody calls in, question answered.
Yes. Well,
Um,
yes and no. I mean, understand. It's
because it's not one person's perspective.
well, yeah, dude. It kind of works like this. Did you hear anybody call in?
Well, they didn't get a chance because
Why? Okay, did somebody try to call in?
they would have.
How do you know? I didn't hear it. I did not hear the phone ringing.
I can't say that for sure, but
Okay. Yeah. Now, do you got another point or a question?
no, just putting that out.
Okay.
So, yep.
All right.
Peace, everybody.
Peace. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap this up for tonight. But you know what? I did kind of want to make a point that every week when I sit here on Tuesday evenings, tonight, Wednesday, I'm just repeating what I always repeat. I always repeat the same shit every week. I answer the same questions every week. Every week, it's pretty much the same. I came on last week, or no, see, when was it? Yeah, I guess I kind of do that often. It's like I don't even have anything scripted for the show. You know, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just going to sit down and start talking. Because, man, I look over at the chat and people will ask questions in chat. If a person has something they want to call into, then they do that. You know, they'll call in. Now, I like phone callers. I like that because it gives me somebody to interact with. You see where I'm at? Something where I can sit and we can dialogue. It's good to have callers, but it's also good to have questions in chat. I do not mind answering questions, but what I don't like is people calling and just fucking rambling. This lady, man, I mean, you'd have to know her. But I only talked to her like twice, or man, it was 3 times. And the last time I'm like, you know what? You're right. Bye. And don't call me again. Click. She never called back, which was good. So, you know what? I mean, and people will call and want to argue. And I'm like, you know what? I ain't fucking here to argue. Bye. Peace. I ain't trying to twist your mind to see it my way. If you don't logically get it, maybe you're fucking ignorant. Maybe you'll never catch on. People call me. I've watched all your videos and man, I just don't understand blah, 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 blah. I'm like, how many fucking videos, man, did you watch? Like 1? Because I've answered that in about every other video I made for the last year and a fucking half. Now, how could you be lost on that? It's been answered so many times. And then you start to realize people just lie. People just say shit. People just want, you know, like, oh, I'm a big fan of yours. I don't need fans. I ain't a fucking rock singer. I'm just a guy that happens to know the Delphi case. That's why I'm making videos on it. If it wasn't for Delphi, I'd be back on my old channel covering what I used to cover. The same thing as Icons covers. That used to be my channel. It was a really big channel. But anymore, I got to sit here and repeat myself. Now, I don't mind repeating myself, and I don't mind answering questions at all. But for the love of God, don't call me just to bend my ear for 2 hours listening to you. If you don't have a question, don't fucking call me. But if you do, please do. And again, man, like say you're John or Jane Doe. You're looking into Delphi. And you know what? I kind of want to know this. Well, either I know or I don't. If I don't, I can go, well, nobody knows. You know what? I get people get a hold of me on the chat and go, what do you think happened at the crime scene? I don't. I don't know. I have no clue. Law enforcement never released that. And they don't release it because they know there's a bunch of fucking idiots out there like you, the people that leave that question, that want to know the goddamn ignorant ass shit. What was done at the crime scene, is that going to solve it for you? No. You get people, well, we need more audio. Why? You think if you hear that guy's voice better, you'll know who it is? You won't. Either A, you know who it is, or B, you fucking don't. You don't need more audio. You don't need anything. I mean, the only reason that I came up with it being Thomas Bruce is because I saw that they called Carroll County in regards to him. That was my tip off. Now, I go back at the beginning of this case, and I told people, I said, you know what? Everybody's calling somebody in to get that reward money. And I told everybody, I said, nobody's ever going to get that FBI reward money. Look at the fine print under it. You'll see why. The evidence that you have must lead to his arrest. His arrest. He was already arrested. Okay? It's got to be enough to get him charged on. It's got to be enough to convict him on. Then, after his conviction, you'll get that money. That's why nobody ever gets that $250,000. Nobody. And again, people are out there looking for some extraordinary evidence like, well, if only they would release. No, if you don't know who the fuck it is, if you didn't pick up on it on the fact that they called and looked into the guy, fact check, go investigate. If you can't do that, nobody on fucking YouTube is going to hand you the fucking answer, aside of me. But it is because I go do that stuff. That's what makes me different than these other people. That's why I don't give a fuck about them. Don't send me their goddamn links. That shit will get you fucking blocked off my email. I don't like it. I'm not going to go look at their videos. I don't give a F-bomb. I don't. I could care less what they say. If their channel related to anything I was like looking into, maybe. But you know what? The Delphi case, they don't know what I know. They most certainly don't understand it to that level. So why do I need to go watch them? But they said, I don't give a shit. Did law enforcement hand them evidence that I don't know about? They didn't? Then fuck them. That's me. That's me dogging right there. So anyway, people, I've been working, so to speak, on the Lost in the Focus video. But you know what? It seems like every time I get started on it, I'm like, yeah, it's a whole lot of work to make a damn video. And it's like, okay, there isn't any of this I haven't covered. But the beginning part was on my old channel. This channel was after the FBI got a hold of YouTube and said, delete him. Delete his channel. We don't give a fuck how. Delete him. Okay, if you go to Google and you put in Delphi murders, or you go to YouTube, guess what? He takes up the first 3 pages. We don't want that. We don't like what this guy's telling people. End him. And they did. You know what? I had that channel for, see, 12. Let me go back to, wasn't it actually quite 2? That'd be 8. I had that channel for 5 to 6 years. Had a bunch of good subscribers. I made a lot of money off that channel. I made a bunch of money off of that channel from YouTube. But that was before the new terms of service. And, well, you know what? They make shit up. You know what? It doesn't matter. If I made a video for children, they'd go, yeah, we don't think it was for children. We're sorry. We're demonetizing. But if you get 1,000 views within a week's time, and we'll go look at it. We'll go look at it. We'll have somebody manually view it. Bullshit. Nobody fucking manually views it. You know what, man? I seen that shit when COVID-19, the coronavirus came out. Well, because of the coronavirus, we had to cut back in our, manpower. So, all the people that manually views the videos aren't available. And I'm like, my ass! I want to know the dude that's sitting there watching a 4 to 5 hour video I made, making minimum wage, minimally, for watching it. That's more money than they would have paid me for the fucking video. That's the bullshit it is. So, yeah, YouTube, fuck you. They're a bunch of liars. They're a bunch of CSers. That's what they do. That's how they steal. You know what? You do, okay, man, most people ain't my age, and I understand that. But look, man, when they first brought cable out, do you know why you paid for it? Because it didn't have the fucking commercials. That's why you paid for it. Then along comes commercials into that. You know what you get when you get like 5,822 fucking channels? Bullshit. because there ain't fuck on there you're going to want to watch. My dad got Dish Network. This is going back like a long ass time ago now, but he got Dish Network because it had the Cowboy Channel on it. My dad only watches the fucking Cowboy Channel, period. The only book I've ever seen my dad read in my lifetime was, what's the dude name? The cowboy writer. Yeah, the guy that writes Cowboys. You know who I'm talking about. Piss. That guy. My dad has like his entire library. Okay? His entire library. Seriously. Like that. Unreal, because that guy wrote a bunch of fucking books. But anyway, you know, where in the hell was I going with that, man? I just kind of got lost in the shuffle real quick. Oh, but anyway, cable television. Now, I'm going back, and this is like 3 years ago. I heard a local DJ, and I think he was from here in Kokomo, may have been Indianapolis. And he was like, you know what? They now have a way. Louis L'Amour. Thank you very much. Thank you. Exactly. Louis L'Amour. That's the dude I was thinking about. Well done, man. Yeah, you know what? Zane Grey was the guy I was thinking of. I mean, I knew it wasn't Zane Grey, but that was the first guy that had kind of popped in my head when I couldn't remember it. Yeah, Zane Grey. You know what? My dad also reads Zane Grey. Big cowboy guy, man. Big cowboy dude. Ed Too Tall Jones. What? But anyway, this DJ was talking about, he's like, well, now you can pay so that you ain't got to watch the fucking video ads at the beginning of YouTube channel, YouTube videos. And that's fantastic. No more watching that damn bullshit. My immediate thought was this. Listen, you stupid, ignorant fuck. Americans make that movie or make that money. Not fucking Colgate, not big corporations, not those cocksucking pricks, not them. Creators make that money. If I had my fucking DJ by his neck at the time when he said that, I would have beat the living fuck out of his ass. Because we made money. We're the ones that made fucking YouTube big. Not fucking Colgate, not the goddamn any other fucking thing. No. It was the fucking creators. It was the people putting up the goddamn videos. And then they turn around and take all that money back. And then the YouTube algorithm says, oh, you're with ABC, CNN, blah, blah, blah. Well, we're putting you way up here. You can't do shit to get to the top of YouTube anymore. And they made damn sure of that with me. So, everybody, listen. I know that this is a little short because it's only been like about 1.5 hours. But, man, I kind of came on for a question and answer. Isn't nobody calling? So, I will end it. I would like to thank everybody that was viewing, that viewed my channel, everybody that showed up, the moderators, all viewers, man. Thank you guys. Thank you all very much. Hey, you know what? I'm Penny Armstrong, and you know what? Who was the first person? The person with the $1.99. I thank you guys very, very much. And again, my PayPal link is right there. Hold on a second. And right here in chat. Now, again, it's my notarized and recorded deductions. There's 122 of them. I will send that to you via email for 20 or 25 if I have to get it printed and mailed to you. Make sure that you send me the email or your mailing address if you wish to buy them. I thank everybody very much, and I will catch you probably next Tuesday. Peace. Stay safe, everyone.